Have you ever wondered why some moments define who we are more than others? Welcome to our journey today, where we'll explore the deepest corners of human nature, uncovering the power of our choices and the hidden beauty in the mistakes we're brave enough to admit. Before we dive into this sea of introspection, remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our deep dives that promise to transform the way you see yourself and the world around you. And stay with us until the end of this video, because every word was crafted to lead you to a reflection that might just change your life. Individuals who do not regret. Let's embark on a journey where each step leads us to a better understanding of who we are and what we can be. This is an invitation, not just to listen, but to feel and reflect on the waves of transformation flowing through each of us. Have you ever stopped to appreciate the beauty in acknowledging a mistake? It seems simple, but it's a lost art in a sea of pride and justifications. To err is human, but to acknowledge our mistakes is divine. It's the first step towards a transformation that knows no bounds. Look around you. People of all ages and paths, each carrying their stories, challenges, and dreams. All of us, at some point, stumble. But what truly defines our character is the courage to admit, "I was wrong." Why is this so powerful? Because letting go of pride and embracing humility connects us with others in a deep and true way. It's like building bridges where there were once insurmountable walls. Now think of a leader you admire. What makes them admirable? Their flawless perfection or their ability to admit faults and learn from them? Our mistakes make us human, but our response to them turns us into role models. This path is not easy. It requires courage, honesty, and a healthy dose of vulnerability. But that's where the beauty lies. In every stumble, there's a lesson. In every mistake, there's an opportunity for growth and renewal. So here's our call to action. The next time you face a mistake, confront it. Not as a sign of weakness, but as a chance to show your strength. Turn that moment into an opportunity to build, learn, and evolve. As we conclude this reflection, let's remember that the path to greatness is not paved with perfection, but with the ability to rise after each fall, acknowledging our flaws and learning from them. This is the true sign of character and the essence of human resilience. Each of us has the potential for greatness. It's not about never making mistakes, but how we respond to our mistakes. That defines us, shapes us, and ultimately elevates us. Let's join together on this journey of self-discovery and growth, because when we allow ourselves to be vulnerable, we open up to a world of endless possibilities. And that, my friends, is where true transformation begins. Individuals who enjoy seeing others suffer. At this moment, let's delve into an aspect of human nature that, although uncomfortable, is crucial for understanding the path to a more empathetic and united life. The tendency of some to delight in the suffering of others. Imagine for a moment, not the suffering itself, but what leads someone to find satisfaction in it. It's not a matter of simple wickedness, as old tales would have us believe, but a stark signal of deep emotional disconnection. This type of behavior erects invisible barriers between people, isolating them on islands of indifference. When we witness or hear about someone reveling in another's pain, it's instinctive to react with disgust or disbelief. How can someone feel good about this, we ask, shocked? Yet it's this very question that offers us a key to change. By recognizing this disconnection, we have a starting point for rebuilding emotional bridges and fostering greater empathy. Empathy, the ability to put oneself in another's shoes, to feel what they feel, is the antithesis of finding satisfaction in others' pain. Developing empathy is a daily exercise, a commitment to our shared humanity that makes us capable of supporting rather than tearing down. When we strengthen our empathic capacity, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to a more cohesive and understanding world. Reflecting on these behaviors, therefore, serves not as a judgment, but as an invitation. An invitation to look within ourselves and question, are we building bridges or erecting walls? Are we choosing empathy and mutual support? Or are we getting lost in indifference? Change begins with awareness and is fortified by action. Every step we take to understand and mitigate the roots of our emotional disconnection, every effort to be more empathetic, brings us closer to a more united and caring community. This is the true value of reflection, the ability to turn insight into action for ourselves and for others. So, as we move forward, let's remember the power of empathy, the importance of looking beyond surfaces, and recognizing the shared humanity that binds us. Together, we can create a reality where pleasure in others' suffering is replaced by genuine compassion and actions that reflect our commitment to collective well-being. Fickle individuals. Now let's turn our attention to a character trait that, at first glance, might seem benign, but hides more complex and problematic layers. Fickleness. We're talking about a behavioral pattern characterized by frequent changes in opinions, attitudes, and promises, based not on a process of growth or learning, but on the pursuit of the path of least resistance, whatever is most convenient at the moment. This behavior is revealing. It tells us a lot about the moral foundation and the values that guide or fail to guide the individual. Fickleness is not just about being indecisive. It's a reflection of deep egocentrism, where one's own well-being and interests always come first, regardless of the impact on those around. The cost of this approach to interpersonal relationships is high. Think about it. Trust, the foundation of any healthy relationship, is built on consistency and reliability. When someone is constantly changing, adapting as the wind blows in favor of their interests, this foundation is eroded. Without trust, what remains is shaky ground, where security and mutual support should flourish. But why would someone behave this way? Sometimes it's a defense mechanism, a way to avoid confrontations or challenges. Other times it might indicate a lack of self-awareness or fear of facing one's own convictions. Regardless of the reasons, it's a pattern that calls for reflection and possibly change. The good news is that change is possible. Recognizing fickleness in oneself is the first step. From there, it's about cultivating self-awareness, understanding the values and principles we want to guide us, and practicing moral steadfastness. This doesn't mean we should be inflexible or resistant to change when it's justified, but that we should seek a consistency that aligns with integrity and respect for others. Promoting this transformation in oneself can be a challenge, but it's deeply rewarding. It means growing in ways that strengthen relationships, building a solid foundation of trust with those around us, and living in a way that is in harmony with our deepest values. It's a journey of self-improvement that benefits not only the individual, but everyone with whom they share their life. So, as we reflect on fickleness, let's make it an invitation to examine our own behaviors and the impacts they have on our relationships. Let's strive to be people others can trust, not because we are unchangeable, but because we are consistent in our commitment to growth, integrity, and mutual respect. If you're enjoying receiving these great Stoic pieces of advice, don't hesitate to comment and share your opinion. And if you have nothing to comment, just write Stoicism. Shall we continue? Constant complainers. On our journey, we encounter a variety of people, each carrying their own worldview and way of interacting with their surroundings. Some of these interactions inspire us, some challenge us, and some lead us to deep reflections on human nature. One such reflection might arise when dealing with people who habitually complain. This behavioral pattern, focusing almost exclusively on the negative aspects of life, signifies much more than just a predisposition to pessimism. In fact, it can be a revealing sign of an egocentric perspective and an ungrateful attitude toward life. By focusing on their dissatisfactions, these individuals often overlook the beauty and opportunities life offers, falling into an endless cycle of discontent, insatiability, this constant quest for something more or better without ever appreciating what one has, is not just a matter of ambition. Ambition, when balanced, can be a driver for growth and achievement. However, when it turns into chronic dissatisfaction, it reveals an inability to value and be thankful for the present, which ultimately erodes the capacity to contribute positively to others' lives and the world. It's vital to recognize that this stance not only affects the individual, but also impacts everyone around them. The atmosphere becomes charged with negativity, which can demotivate and drain the energy of friends, family, and colleagues. However, like other behavioral patterns, constant complaining can be transformed with self-awareness and effort. The key to this transformation lies in the ability to cultivate gratitude and appreciation for life's simple things. Taking a moment to acknowledge the small joys and daily victories can dramatically change one's life perspective. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to chronic discontent, opening our eyes to the abundance around us, often overlooked. Promoting gratitude and appreciation in our lives allows us not only to find more happiness and personal satisfaction, but also makes us better companions, friends, and community members. We become more capable of offering support, encouragement, and positivity to others, thus enriching our relationships and the world around us. Therefore, when faced with the tendency to complain, let's see it as an invitation to reflect and realign. By striving to recognize and value the numerous gifts life offers us every day, we can transform our inner world and, by extension, the world around us. Thus, the cycle of discontent gives way to a cycle of gratitude and contentment, paving the way for a more fulfilling and satisfactory life. Individuals who tend to be controlling. In the complex fabric of human relationships, the dynamics of power and control present a persistent challenge, shaping interactions in ways that can be both constructive and destructive. Among these, the tendency of some individuals to adopt controlling behaviors stands out as a particularly impactful trait, not just for those directly involved, but also for the environment around them. The root of this impulse to control often lies in a deep desire for security and predictability. However, when this desire transforms into a need to dominate others, to have things unfold exclusively according to one's own interests and visions, the results are rarely positive. Authoritarian behavior and manipulation, common tools in this control arsenal, not only undermine the autonomy and dignity of others, but also erode mutual trust and respect, essential pillars of any healthy relationship. Even more alarming is when this need for control extends to invading privacy and disrespecting personal boundaries. These actions, far from being forms of care or concern, are clear expressions of a desire for dominance. They reveal a willingness to put one's own interests above others' well-being, an attitude that ultimately indicates deep insecurity and an inability to deal with the unpredictability inherent in human relationships. Confronting and changing these behavior patterns requires significant internal work. It begins with recognizing that control is rarely about others, but rather about one's own fear and insecurity. Learning to let go, trust others, and accept uncertainty are fundamental steps in this process. This path is not easy. It demands vulnerability, self-awareness, and often the courage to seek external support, whether through trusted friends, family, or mental health professionals. However, the effort to change these behaviors is worthwhile. By relinquishing the need to control, space is opened for more equal and satisfying relationships, where everyone's autonomy is respected and valued. This transformation benefits not just those who tend to be controlling, but also significantly improves the quality of life for all involved, fostering an environment of greater freedom, respect, and genuine connection. In summary, the tendency toward control is a reminder of our limitations and our shared humanity. Recognizing it and working to overcome it is an act of courage and a crucial step towards developing healthier and more enriching relationships. By striving to understand and modify these patterns, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a world where respect, autonomy, and mutual understanding prevail. Individuals who show indifference. Diving deeper into our exploration of the human fabric, we encounter a behavior as subtle as it is insidious: indifference. This isn't merely a fleeting disinterest, but a persistent stance of disregard for the experiences, feelings, and needs of others. When someone monopolizes conversations without leaving space for others, or shows a chronic reluctance to acknowledge and validate the emotions of others, we're not just facing an inconvenient personality trait. We're facing a profound emotional disconnection. This lack of empathy, this inability or refusal to connect with the emotions of others, indicates a character lacking in compassion and understanding. Indifference creates invisible barriers that not only push people away, but also sow feelings of isolation and unease. The impact on interpersonal relationships is immense, as empathy is the glue that holds people together, allowing them to support each other and grow together. Monopolizing conversations, one of the symptoms of this indifference, is particularly telling. By not allowing other voices to be heard, the individual not only imposes their own perspective, but also invalidates the experience of others. This behavior is not only disrespectful, but also demonstrates a lack of genuine interest in others, viewing them more as extras in their own narrative rather than as the main characters of their own stories. Confronting one's own indifference, or that of someone close, can be challenging, but it's a necessary step for personal growth and the development of healthier, more meaningful relationships. The key to overcoming this emotional barrier is to cultivate active empathy, making a conscious effort to understand and feel what the other is experiencing. This can start with simple gestures, like listening more and speaking less, asking questions that show genuine interest, and striving to see the world through the eyes of the other. Empathy is not just an emotional skill. It's a choice, a daily practice that enriches our connection with others and with the world around us. By choosing to be more empathetic, we not only improve our own lives, but also contribute to a more compassionate and connected world. Therefore, in the face of indifference, whether in ourselves or in others, we have an opportunity for reflection and change. Choosing empathy and understanding over indifference is choosing a path of greater human connection and personal satisfaction. In a world that often feels cold and distant, each act of understanding and connection is a step toward a warmer and more welcoming future for all of us. If you're enjoying this, don't miss out on the opportunity. Purchase the ebook now, Stoicism in the 21st Century, Ancient Strategies for Modern Challenges, and unlock your prosperity, abundance, and improve your relationships with this ebook. Link in the pinned comment. Lying individuals. As we navigate the complex waters of human interactions, we encounter a broad range of behaviors and attitudes. Among them, the practice of lying emerges as one of the most challenging and revealing. Lying, far from being a simple occasional deviation from the truth when adopted as a recurring strategy, distills a series of profound implications about a person's character and values. At its core, lying is often employed as a means to manipulate situations and people, allowing the individual to distort reality in their favor. However, this manipulation comes at a cost. It undermines trust, a fundamental element for sustaining any healthy relationship, be it personal, professional, or romantic. Without trust, the foundation upon which our most significant connections rest weakens, leaving us on unstable ground, permeated with doubts and uncertainties. Beyond its impact on relationships, the propensity to lie reflects a concerning egocentrism and a notable lack of moral principles. The liar places their interests above everything and everyone, demonstrating little or no respect for the consequences their falsehoods may have on others' lives. This behavior not only harms others, but also reveals an inability to face reality with integrity and honesty. However, it's important to remember that human behavior is complex and multifaceted. The reasons someone might lie vary, ranging from insecurity and fear to the desire for self-protection or protecting others. Recognizing this is not to justify lying, but understanding its multifactorial nature can be the first step in addressing it constructively. Change is possible, but requires will and conscious effort. Cultivating honesty and transparency is an ongoing challenge, an exercise in courage that invites us to face our vulnerabilities and fears. Opting for truth, even when it may be difficult or uncomfortable, is a testament to character strength and a commitment to building deeper, more meaningful relationships. Therefore, as we reflect on lying and its implications, we are called to look within ourselves and to the values we choose to live by. Promoting honesty in our lives and relationships not only frees us from the weight of falsehoods, but also allows us to build a legacy of trust and mutual respect. The truth, as complex and challenging as it may be, offers us the solid foundation upon which genuine and lasting relationships can flourish. Individuals with emotional coldness, often perceived as an insurmountable wall between the individual and the world around them, is a complex characteristic that can emerge from a myriad of psychological sources and life experiences. This emotional distance, while sometimes serving as a defense mechanism against past wounds or fears of vulnerability, often signals a deeper inclination towards selfishness and a marked lack of empathy for the feelings and needs of others. When a person's focus turns almost exclusively to themselves, their own needs, desires, and concerns, they inadvertently place themselves on a pedestal, distancing themselves from the rich experiences of sharing, compassion, and human connection. This behavior not only prevents the individual from forming meaningful and satisfying bonds, but also creates a vacuum in their interactions, where empathy and genuine interest in others should reside. Understanding emotional coldness as a possible psychological defense is crucial. Often, this emotional armor is built over time, a result of experiences of pain, rejection, or betrayal. The heart, once open and receptive, can become guarded, cold, in an attempt to protect itself against future hurts. However, this strategy of self-preservation comes at a cost. Authentic human connection, essential for our emotional health and well-being. The good news is that change is possible. The first step toward overcoming emotional coldness is to recognize and understand its roots. Through introspection, therapy, or honest conversations with trusted individuals, one can begin to peel back the layers of this emotional armor, facing the fears and pains that reside beneath. The journey toward greater empathy and emotional openness is undoubtedly challenging. It requires the courage to face our vulnerabilities and the willingness to connect with others more deeply and meaningfully. However, the benefits of this journey are immeasurable. By breaking down the barriers of emotional coldness, we open our hearts to the richness of human relationships, where true understanding, support, and love can flourish. Thus, I encourage everyone struggling with emotional coldness to consider this path of transformation. Through conscious work on our emotions and relationships, we can discover a richer, more fulfilling life, marked not by distance, but by genuine connection and human warmth. Individuals who criticize others. Criticism, when used as a tool for growth and improvement, can be a valuable resource. However, when it becomes a constant negative aimed at diminishing others, it reveals much more about the critic than about the criticized. This behavior, characterized by the desire for self-promotion at the expense of belittling others, sheds light on the depths of insecurity and lack of integrity of the person practicing it. This pattern of constant criticism, far from being a simple habit or a harmless personality trait, is a mechanism through which some people attempt to elevate their own self-esteem. By pointing out real or perceived flaws in others, these individuals seek a sense of superiority that they believe can compensate for their own insecurities and deficiencies. However, this is a flawed path to self-affirmation, as it is based on negativity and manipulation, rather than on building a positive and authentic self-image. The root of this behavior often lies in the inability to recognize and appreciate one's own qualities and achievements. Instead of seeking personal growth or improvement through constructive means, these people turn to criticism as a form of manipulation, trying to position themselves more favorably in relation to others. This path is, by nature, unsustainable, as esteem built upon the depreciation of others is as volatile as the opinions that underpin it. Recognizing and changing this pattern of behavior requires deep internal work and a commitment to healthier principles of self-esteem and social interaction. Developing a positive self-image in a healthy way involves recognizing one's own values, celebrating personal successes, and working to improve areas of weakness, not through comparison with others, but through self-awareness and personal effort. Moreover, cultivating empathy and recognizing the inherent value in every person can help overcome the tendency towards destructive criticism. By choosing to see the best in others and focusing on uplifting rather than diminishing, we contribute to a more positive and encouraging environment where everyone can thrive. Therefore, when we find ourselves inclined to criticize others, let's invite ourselves to reflect. Are we seeking to build our self-esteem in a healthy way, or are we trying to elevate ourselves at the expense of others? By opting for a path of authentic personal growth and mutual support, we open the doors to richer relationships and a truly strengthened self-esteem. As we reflect on what we've explored today, we hope you take away not just thoughts, but transformations. If this journey has touched your heart, subscribe for more discoveries like these, and be sure to click on one of the videos on the screen to continue your journey of growth and self-discovery with us.